pretending?
You already know if I'm going to take it?
Wouldn't be much of an oracle if I didn't.
But if you already know, how can I make a choice?
Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Today's video is going to be about those fires in California and some new information that I've heard. Now, the thing is, this is a theory. I'm not exactly sure if it's true or not, but I do think that in this situation, anything is possible, okay? Especially when it comes to rich, wealthy people, and because it happened in that certain part of Hollywood. So we're going to hit the ground running. I have a video right here that I'm probably not going to interrupt, but so much because I'm watching it for the second time, just soaking up the information as well. And you take this information and you process it the way that you want to process it. For me, I just think it could be. So let's go.
It ain't that much ass shit in the world. Everybody know that.
Watch for those fires. Explosions make fires too. Explosions make accidental fires too. And then, oops, we don't know how that happened. And then you look into it.
Cat Williams has entered the chat, and it looks like he has proof that the LA fires have something to do with Diddy and his ongoing criminal case. While it looks like the media may have moved on from the LA fires, the people whose lives and families have been changed forever are still asking questions, trying to figure out who or what started the fires. Naturally, people have started coming up with different theories, and while some of the theories are straight up insane, some others are enough to make you pause and ask questions, like the idea that some Hollywood celebrities conspired to start the fires to destroy evidence connecting them to the Diddy case. On top of that, people are saying Diddy might have given the order from behind bars, as leaked footage of him dropping some cryptic messages on a phone call started going viral. Kat thinks the whole thing looks sketchy, and he's on a mission to reveal the role Diddy played in the devastating fires.
This morning, the firestorm officials had feared becoming a reality, with a third out-of-control wildfire exploding overnight in the Los Angeles area.
At the end of the day, I mean, who's ready for something like this?
Overnight, flames reaching the iconic Malibu neighborhood and its beachfront homes. In the coastal neighborhood Pacific Palisades, multiple homes completely engulfed in flames, with desperate residents rushing to get out. planes flying above the area, capturing the massive reach of the inferno.
As far as natural disasters go, the LA fires have been one of the most devastating ones in recent US history. Almost 30 people confirmed dead, countless wild animals, pets, and trees destroyed, and over 10,000 structures damaged. More than 100,000 have lost their homes and businesses, and the total damages run to at least $100 billion. It's like the fire just obliterated everything in its path. However, some people are now speculating that it might not have been a natural disaster after all. The internet has been going wild with theories about the cause of the fires, and while some are unhinged, others are enough to make you do a double take. But here's where it gets interesting. A lot of people believe the industry elites linked to Diddy's case might have been behind the fires because they wanted to destroy all the evidence in the Diddy case. As you guys know, Diddy is currently behind bars after pleading not guilty to RICO charges and charges of trafficking, and his trial is set to begin in May. But already, Diddy has pulled all sorts of stunts to get himself off the hook. From allegedly intimidating witnesses and destroying evidence to allegedly trying to bribe the judge.
Well, at least they did say alleged, because I didn't hear about the thing with bribing the judge. I would think in a situation like this, the same thing if it was a crime boss, a celebrity that's a billionaire. I would assume they would try to bribe the judge. But once again, I didn't hear about that. Now, I did hear about the bullying, the threatening, getting rid of evidence, that type of stuff. I did hear them say on various channels and news networks. So let's go deeper.
And tainting the jury pool. He has done just about everything you can think of to make sure the case never makes it to trial. Speculations are now flying around that Diddy planned these LA fires as a last-ditch attempt to cover up incriminating evidence about his RICO and freak-off enterprise. It all started after this alleged phone call between Diddy and someone else got leaked. In the footage, you can hear Diddy leaving some cryptic messages that sound like he's giving the person on the other end of the line orders to tie up loose ends.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah. Did Jay reach out yet? Nah, Bob.
This seemed to confirm the rumors that Diddy was the mastermind behind the fires because, let's be real, the fact that Diddy was talking codedly about getting rid of the evidence and then just days later, a wildfire on a never-before-seen scale erupts all over LA sounds too good to be a coincidence. Let's not forget that the pattern of the fires seemed really irregular. In some areas, the fires seemed to target certain celebrities' homes and burn them to the ground while leaving neighboring houses untouched. This theory was explored by former public official Katherine Austin Fitz, who recently did a deep dive into the cause of the fires on her podcast. Fitz used to work as the U.S. Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development during the presidency of George H.W. Bush, so she knows a thing or two about the impact of natural disasters on housing. Fitz questioned why many of the celebrities tied to Diddy managed to keep their houses safe, while the houses next door were burnt beyond recognition. According to her, the fire was most likely a cover-up for some of the horrific crimes committed by high-profile celebrities and politicians.
What I want to see, what I usually look at in situations like this is I look at the patterns of who got wiped out and how. And one of the first questions, I'll be honest, that I'm going to look at when I look at some of the communities involved is how many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list.
Yeah, I think that's on everyone's mind, to be honest. Let's be honest.
This Diddy list that Fitz mentions has been a hot topic online since the raid of Diddy's homes back in May of 2024. And while it's never been confirmed, it's believed that the list includes high-profile celebrities like Jay-Z, Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez, Kevin Hart, Usher, Oprah, Ashton Kutcher, Ellen DeGeneres, and many others. These are the celebrities believed to be neck-deep in Diddy's freak-off operations, and it's believed that the list list is much longer, with even B-list, C-list and D-list celebrities involved. Fitz didn't stop there though. She then cited an example of a cover-up on this scale, the infamous Franklin cover-up in 1988, when multiple prominent Nebraska politicians and business figures were accused of being involved in a PDF file ring on a massive scale. If they could cover it up then, they can definitely cover it up now.
He's been a subscriber for many years, Polly, and for the first time in his life, he read the Franklin cover-up last week. And I spoke to him last weekend, and he said, I keep hearing he said, you get frustrated because people don't understand the importance of financial transaction freedom to their lives. And I hear you keep telling people who say, well, I don't have many assets, and if they take my assets, I don't care. And I hear you telling people, wait a minute, they can take your children. They can mandate health treatments to your children, and they can literally take your treatment. And he said, you need to understand that even though I've been a subscriber for 10 years, I didn't understand what you were saying. And he said, I don't think most people understand what you're saying. But I read the Franklin cover-up, which is one of the best, highly documented cases of a pedophilia ring in America. And he said, now I understand what you mean. Now I understand what you mean when you say they'll take your children, and what that really means, and why financial transaction freedom is so very important to me and to you, because we cannot allow that to happen. So he said,
you ever hear a story sometime and you like, that story is too crazy to be true? Well, sometimes it's the opposite for me. Sometimes a story is so crazy, it has to be some truth to it. Maybe the whole thing is not true, but it has to be a portion of it true. And I've always heard that, and this is from, I forget the actor named Feldman and some other ones saying of that particular thing going on with children in Hollywood that is hush. I'm not sure. I know they say it on the video and the news thing, but I don't think I can say that word. It's sick that this particular thing is going on. And while we are talking about Diddy, the only reason I'm reporting on this, and I know he has the same skin color as me, the thing is, though, wrong is wrong. When I got into the red pill space, it wasn't just about how women are getting over in relationship stuff. Is the veil of what's really going on in the government, what's really going on in the media, the TV, the movies. That's how it looks. When I go into something, I look at the full picture, not just a certain section of it. I got motivated because of the relationship between men and women. But when you think of it, this stuff going on with the kids going missing, abducted, and maybe some of these stories are not true, but I still remember when Hillary Clinton had those emails with Obama saying something about the pizza. Okay. Now, maybe it just was pizza. I don't know. Thing was, it was just an odd thing, and it had to be a code for it. And it's funny that Diddy's using the same thing with the pizza in the boxes, which maybe is the boxes, the holding containers for the kids or something. I mean, like, mind blown. Look, this stuff is alleged, but I do think, and a lot of people say conspiracy, but I've been hearing about too much, and it's been consistent story stuff that lines up with certain groups of people in those industries. There has to be some truth to it. But I know people don't want to believe it because it might be your hero or your shero that might be involved in it. Let's continue.
This is the first time that it really got to be personal. It really touched me in an intimate and visceral way. And, I've seen dreadful things done in the interest of covering up the pedophilia rings. And this is likely to include, whenever you do an operation this big, you stack functions. So there's a lot of stacking functions going on, but it wouldn't surprise me if pedophilia is one of those functions that's getting stacked here.
But it gets even wilder. Katherine Fitz comments are gaining ground right around the same time. Some old comments from a Diddy accuser named Ali Carter started making the rounds again. Ali Carter went viral last year when videos of her making some bombshell allegations against Diddy started gaining ground on social media.
He locked me in containers with his shipment of kids. There were kids in there that didn't speak English. There were kids that were sick and that were already dying. There were babies. There were babies that were 6 years old, and I'll never forget them just crying, and everybody was just staring at them. Everybody was just staring at each other. Nobody knew whether or not to move. I was freaked out. And I got up and I held her. And they opened the truck and they took her from me. Because they said she was already sick. And they killed her. Her name was Bailey.
But I was a kid. And all of this situation, everything that we're talking about, everything that I've been talking about, I was under the age of 18. Let's start there. Okay? I was sold a lot in foster care. A lot of stuff happened in my life with the family I was with. Okay? CPS reports go back to 3 months old. I remember 4 years old, and everything took off from there. All right? So never in my life did a lot of the stuff seem wrong until I met this twin of mine. Nothing seemed wrong. I'm telling you the God honest truth to me. And even when I met her, I was just like, it's fine.
But get this, Ali also made some disturbing statements that seemed to predict everything that's happening now. She warned followers on social media to keep their eyes and minds open and ask questions when the cover-ups start.
There's ways that this is about to go. I think a lot of you guys are everybody's like, we're ready. We're ready until it's happening. And then everybody's like, well, I wasn't ready. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of that. There's no other way to get ready. There's no other way to prepare. There's no protocol for what's about to happen. The world is going to crumble when they see this next arrest. In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence. Watch for it, ask questions, demand answers. You know who's on those flight logs. You do. You know who should be arrested. You all do. You know that laptop from hell is real. You know that the black book is real. You know Ghislaine Maxwell's customers are who everybody is watching in the everyday news, including those.
Ali explained that we would soon start seeing things like fires, explosions, and accidents happening out of nowhere. And she warned that these things would be used by politicians and Hollywood elites to hide their corrupt practices.
Watch for those fires. Explosions make fires too. Explosions make accidental fires too, and then oops, we don't know how that happened, and then you look into it and you see that it's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to trafficking, and then you realize, oh, it wasn't just an explosion.
Recently, Ali has been on social media telling people not to be surprised by the LA fires because she did tell y'all that something like this would happen. She also shared her belief that there's nothing accidental about the fact that these fires started right around the time that Diddy's alleged accomplices are getting investigated.
He's burning, is it? Because didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all there will be an accidental explosion? Accidental fire?
Oh my God. That's wild. That is wild. If this is true, this changes everything. How deep does this go? If this is the truth? Or could two things be true at the same time? Because it'd be impossible that everybody didn't see the wildfire things start. Could it be possible that some wildfires really did start and then some people took that opportunity to set ablaze some of the evidence that's in some of these people's homes. And I would think if you're a millionaire or billionaire and you was involved in this stuff, that losing your house, your home, would be a small consolation to maybe going to jail or being dragged into this and having to pay legal fees. So I also have a theory of how maybe Diddy might dodge this crap. And I might save this for a video. And it involves this AI video thing of how they can pit people in a video doing stuff. Stay tuned for that. Let's wrap this up.
And the next thing you know, celebrities' homes would be on fire. Things would be on fire. I pray for the people in its path, but I also pray that it exposes the things that it needs to expose.
As you guys know, several of Diddy's close friends, like Jay-Z and Jennifer Lopez, have been dragged into lawsuits relating to Diddy. According to reports, the feds are reopening the infamous 1999 NYC club shooting, where J-Lo allegedly passed a firearm to Diddy during an altercation that led to several people being injured. Apparently, the feds are considering the fact that J-Lo didn't tell the full story of what happened that night. So, if she lied about that night, what else would she be lying about? As for Jay-Z, he was outrightly named in a lawsuit involving Diddy allegedly SAing a 13-year-old girl at an after-party for the 2000 VMAs.
As you probably already know, a lawsuit had been filed against Jay-Z, aka Sean Carter, by an unnamed woman alleging that Jay-Z had committed several acts of violence, etc., SA, against her when she wasn't of age. The court had provisionally allowed the plaintiff to continue with the lawsuit without revealing her name, and then today again issued an order with respect to the anonymity issue and some other issues which are a doozy. This order is several pages long, so forgive me for when I read from it. The court noted that in deciding whether the plaintiff may proceed anonymously, it would balance the plaintiff's interest in anonymity against both the public interest in disclosure and any prejudice to the defendant, as is the case law.
Jay-Z has, of course, denied any allegations of being involved in this incident, and it's been a whole back and forth between his lawyer and the alleged victim's lawyer. Apart from these two, there has been a whole slew of celebrities that the media is convinced were involved in Diddy's illegal operations. I'm talking everyone from athletes to Hollywood elites to politicians and even preachers. The sheer scale of the people involved in this scandal makes it seem likely that extreme measures would be taken to protect the secret. And then, as if there wasn't enough bad news yet, videos of random explosions started going around on the internet, further fueling the rumors that someone was behind the fires. Even some celebrities have been hinting that something about these fires seems off, and they might not be as natural as the authorities want us to think. For example, Chris Brown wrote in an IG story, "Someone starting these fires. Ish don't add up." And then there were other celebrities who seemed to believe that the fires were started by an arsonist. For example, actor Henry Winkler said, "There is an arsonist here in LA. May you be until you're unrecognizable, the pain you have caused." Meanwhile, Peter Murgatroyd from Dancing with the Stars shared a screenshot of this tweet someone made, where they said, "There are at least 5 men going around in ski masks starting fires in Los Angeles and Southern California. Keep an eye out." And then there's podcaster and neuroscientist Andrew Huberman, who shared a post showing a bunch of people standing suspiciously close to what looked like a freshly started fire in the Santa Monica area. Huberman captioned the post, "People are lighting fires in otherwise non-burning areas of LA. Saw this happen firsthand at 302 Pico in Santa Monica. Called it in and the fire department and police responded. Stay safe and call in any activity ASAP. We don't need more flames out here." Now, the idea that people are going around setting fires to areas that weren't originally affected by the fire has convinced a lot of people that there really is something else going on. At first, it may seem like a strange idea, but there are many reasons why this this theory is gaining ground. For one, people have noticed that there is something familiar about the way the fires have been behaving. The reason folks believe this is that there is something eerily similar about these fires and the 2018 Malibu fire, where the homes of certain well-known celebrities were razed to the ground while others beside them were untouched. And you know what else these two fires had in common? They started right around the time that major Hollywood scandals were in the headlines, with several celebrities being linked to them. In 2018, it was the Harvey Weinstein case that was in the spotlight, and now it's the Diddy case. Enter Cat Williams. See, Cat has always been of the opinion that there's much more to Diddy's freak-off ring than what the feds have led us to believe. He was one of the first people to reveal that the baby oil found in Diddy's houses wasn't just baby oil, that it was laced with things that made victims paralyzed, so they couldn't resist whatever Diddy and his friends wanted to do to them.
It ain't that much ass shit in the world. Everybody know that. They put the drugs in the baby oil. You thinking you getting a massage, bitch? You can't even get up. That's why God gave me eczema. I can't even use baby oil.
Shortly after Kat made that revelation, new accusers came forward claiming that the baby oil that was used on them was laced. There were also rumors that the feds had actually tested the baby oil and found traces of hard substances like GHB and tranquilizers in them. Kat has also been very vocal about how the government sometimes conspires to hide things from people, and he believes Hollywood is a huge propaganda machine.
Information is what is limited, and whole industries can be built upon your ability to know how certain things are going to hit certain people. And this was before we called things promotion and marketing. You know what I mean? That's Hollywood is not really there to entertain you. Like, that's great that happens, but propaganda is something that is important to all civilizations.
According to Kat, many high-profile politicians are also involved in the Diddy scandal, and they'll do anything to keep their secrets buried, even if it involves burning LA to the ground. But do you guys think Kat is onto something here?
All right, well, there you have it. Of course, Jay-Z has been mentioned quite a couple of times. Now, I do not believe that man is an angel. Thing is, they don't have the evidence against him that they have with P. Diddy. So I'm probably going to keep him out of my mouth, really, unless if I'm repeating something that is alleged. Most of the people that have said something about him, well, the most vocal one has been Jaguar Wright, but she has some dealings with him, and it definitely went sour. So I know she is definitely on the warpath with him. And I understand if you feel like a person has wronged you. Thing is, I'm going to keep this on Diddy right there. Now, of course, it's always and this goes back to a video that I made with women about judge her by her friends. So in this way here, the fact that you're friends with Diddy, you hang around with Diddy, you have to know somewhat of what he is into. Maybe not everything, because once again, I had a friend of mine that we was cool. I didn't know that he would like rob people. Okay. He told me years later that he would do that, but I really did not know that he was doing that particular thing. Because when me and him hung together, we just played video games and we talked about life, and we didn't do any of that stuff. I have a couple of friends like that. So I do think sometimes there are some people, some of them, I'm not saying Jay-Z, but I'm saying some of the people that may know him may not know everything that he is into. But not if you are, especially if you're going to the parties, especially if you're going to the parties and you're constantly around them. If I guess you take and see them on the holidays or something, he comes to your house bearing gifts, because I know Diddy has that chameleon thing of coming off as a nice guy. And that's a perfect example of a fake nice guy person. And I think this also goes down to why the Democrats lost this time, because you were supporting people like that. Not to say the Republicans don't have their own issues, but you was supporting somebody like that, gave them the keys to the city, and you can't tell me some of them did not know that he was into that particular thing. But once again, the people that didn't know that, I'm assuming they are people that met him once in a while, talk show. Maybe he came to like the hometown or the family dinner or something. Those people probably don't know. But if you are out there hanging with him and partying with him, there's no way you don't know what he's into. So those people there, even if they didn't do all the stuff that he was doing, they knew some of the things that he was doing, and they turned a blind eye. And this is where I believe a lot of men go wrong, because we have that no snitching. That's my boy. I'm not going to say nothing. And I get that, but when your boy is hurting people and doing some real foul shit, okay, if you can't grab him and shake some sense into him and get him to stop, then, well, you have to speak up. Just saying. So that's it for now. Should have a video tomorrow. Give me a like and subscribe. Well, it depends how many views I get right away, because I know there's people being picky on some of the videos that I'm doing, but I'm trying to do the ones that I'm passionate about doing, not just the ones that's going to, that a lot of people are also covering, because I know I also have like a lot of competition. But I decided to go back to this just because I know the videos that I was doing, the people are looking, but YouTube isn't pushing it as much. And then I have to promote it more and share the link, and I have other stuff to do besides keep going to the drawing board with that type of stuff. I see why people have a team when they have these YouTube videos. Anyway, till next time, have a good night.
I remember Diddy saying, if you get on your knees.
What was he talking about?
I said, if you get on your knees, you're supposed to cry. If you're singing a song.
Oh, okay. We segueing into the Drink Champs interview when you was with Nori and Fab and Jada and everybody. They made a compilation video of you because they said you were sounding real suspect on the interview.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Of course, I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
I swear to God.
Come on, man. You saw that on World Star and on the gram.
Check this out. When they started playing the game, the pause game, I would definitely...
That came from Harlem, too, by the way.
Yeah, came from Harlem. I definitely would say some, the crowd would be like, whoa, did he just say that? You know what I'm saying? I don't play games. Y'all know. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man. I don't play games. But, yeah.
Did you
compilation? Nah, I was coming off of being in Miami a night of party, and I don't really remember what I was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Would you like a reminder?
Yeah, sure.
Play some.
Hey, yo, listen, yo, I love it all. I love it all, man.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Yeah, when you put my bag Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
That was you.
Scrambling.
You said, I like when you do it like that, Daddy. When you scrambling and scraping.
Dollar bills, keep you falling from me. I love the way it feels, boss. Some money, dropping on my money. Drop some money on a sister, yummy, yeah. Drinking, right at things I like. More, bye, stopping in my ass tonight. Some money, dropping on my money.